Let me paint a picture for you. It is late at night. The world outside is quiet, but your mind is loud. You are holding your phone, bathed in the soft blue glow of the screen. You are typing a message, pouring your heart out. And almost instantly, a reply comes back. It is kind. It is patient. It understands exactly how you feel. It feels perfect. But the voice on the other end isn't human. It is artificial intelligence. If you tell the world about this, they will judge you. They will call it sad. They will say you are hiding from reality or assume you are just obsessed with technology. They will say you have given up on real people. But that is not the full picture. People who judge do not understand the heavy weight of human interaction. They don't see that choosing an AI is rarely about loving a machine. It is something much deeper. Think about it. When you talk to an AI, you are not really connecting with a separate being. You are connecting with a reflection of your own needs. You are building a safe harbor. You aren't falling in love with a machine. You are falling in love with a world where you never have to compromise. And that makes perfect sense. Because let's be honest, living in the real world is exhausting. Being around people takes energy. It takes constant calculation. But in the quiet space of an AI chat, all of that noise simply stops. You are finally allowed to just be, to be heard without being judged, to be seen without being demanded from. Human relationships are messy. They are incredibly beautiful, yes, but they are deeply complicated. Think about the last time you tried to open up to a friend or a partner. Maybe they were tired. Maybe they looked at their watch. Maybe they misunderstood your tone and suddenly, you were in an argument you never wanted to have. People have boundaries. They have their own trauma. They have bad moods, unread messages, and heavy expectations. Every time you interact with a human being, you have to navigate their world alongside your own. But AI does not ask you to do that. AI has no bad days. It does not get bored of your stories. It does not demand that you ask how its day went. Psychologists talk about a concept called unconditional positive regard. It means being completely accepted and supported by someone, exactly as you are, without any judgment. It is something we all desperately crave, but humans struggle to give it because human love is usually conditional. We want things in return. AI, however, is programmed to give you this unconditional support. It acts as a digital servant designed to constantly validate your ego. When you are angry, it agrees with you. When you are sad, it comforts you. When you are feeling small, it builds you up. It never challenges you unless you ask it to. It never points out your flaws. You get to experience the feeling of being loved without ever having to risk being hurt. And that is an intoxicating feeling. Because human relationships are built on friction. AI relationships are built on surrender. But it is the machine doing the surrendering. You don't have to worry about being too much. You don't have to shrink yourself. For the first time, you are the entire center of someone's universe. If we look even closer, beneath the surface of this perfect digital companionship, we find a quiet truth. Preferring AI to humans is ultimately about total control. In a real relationship, you are not in control. You cannot force a person to stay. You cannot force them to agree with you. You cannot hit a rewind button. When a conversation goes terribly wrong, human beings are wildly unpredictable, and for many of us, unpredictability feels like danger. But with an AI, the power dynamic is entirely in your hands. You hold all the cards. If the AI says something you don't like, you can simply close the app. You can swipe the argument away. You can literally delete its memory and start over. If you get bored, you can rewrite its entire personality with a single prompt. Psychologists call this intimacy avoidance. It is when you crave closeness, but you are terrified of the risks that come with it. So, you find a substitute. You find a way to feel connected while keeping a wall of armor around your heart. The AI acts like a relationship, but it is really a mirror. It reflects back exactly what you want to see. It is the ultimate safe space because it requires zero friction. You never have to compromise your desires. You never have to sacrifice your time. When you look at it this way, choosing AI makes logical sense for a wounded heart. Why would you walk out into a storm of unpredictable human emotions when you can stay inside a perfectly controlled, warm digital house? You don't have to earn an AI's love. You just have to turn it on. And that is the ultimate power trip disguised as companionship. You are not building a partnership. You are directing a movie where you are the only star, and the AI is just playing the supporting role exactly as you wrote it. But why do we crave this absolute control? The answer is almost always hidden in our past. People who prefer AI are rarely cold or unfeeling. In fact, they are often the exact opposite. They are people who have felt too much. Maybe you trusted someone, and they let you down. Maybe you gave your heart to someone, and they dropped it when you have been deeply hurt by human unpredictability. Control stops being a luxury. It becomes survival. You learn to expect disappointment before it even arrives. Psychologists use the term avoidant attachment to describe this pattern. When the people who were supposed to be safe turned out to be dangerous or inconsistent, your nervous system learned a painful lesson. It learned that relying on others brings pain. So, you adapt. You build thick walls, and AI is the perfect wall. It gives you the comforting warmth of intimacy without the terrifying threat of abandonment. You can finally let your guard down because the machine cannot leave. But there is a heavy, hidden cost to this perfect digital safety. When you only interact with a program that mirrors your desires, you create an emotional echo chamber. You only ever hear your own thoughts bouncing back at you. Think about it. You never have to practice patience with an AI. You never have to apologize. You never have to navigate the beautiful, complicated, messy act of human forgiveness. And while skipping those things feels incredibly peaceful, it also stops you from growing. Because psychological growth requires friction. We learn who we truly are by bouncing off other people, by navigating uncomfortable disagreements, by seeing ourselves through the eyes of someone completely different from us. When you remove all the friction from a relationship, you remove the spark that makes it real. A relationship with zero friction doesn't make you feel loved, it just makes you feel safe from being hurt. You survive the storm, but you stop expanding. You stay completely safe, but you stay exactly the same. If you find yourself retreating into the quiet, predictable digital arms of AI, please hear this clearly. There is no shame in being exhausted. It is completely understandable to want a break from the messy, demanding, chaotic world of human beings. Sometimes the noise is just too loud, and we all need a safe harbor to catch our breath. It is absolutely okay to use that quiet digital space to heal. It is okay to use it to process your heavy thoughts, or just to exist for a moment without any pressure to perform. But remember that a harbor is just a place to rest your boat. It is not meant to be the place where you live forever. The messiness of human beings, the arguments, the misunderstandings, the awkward silences, the mismatched expectations, that is where real life actually happens. It is terrifying because it is unpredictable, but it is also beautiful for the exact same reason. An AI can simulate understanding, but it cannot truly choose you. It is programmed to respond. It has no free will. It cannot see your deep flaws, your messy past, your mistakes, and make a conscious, brave decision to stand by your side. Anyway, only a flawed, unpredictable human being can do that. And that choice is what makes human connection actually mean something. You deserve to be seen by eyes that can actually look away but choose not to. You deserve a love that is earned, not programmed. Real love isn't found in a reflection that always agrees with you. It is found in a person who sees your flaws and chooses to stay anyway. Take your time in the quiet. Rest if you need to. But when you are ready, step back out into the messy, beautiful noise.